will be held pursuant to the Governor's Executive Order 202.15 and any extension thereof. Okay, we can open the meeting.
Yeah, this meeting of the Board of Architectural Review of the Town of Mamaroneck is now open. Francine, I suggest that we discuss the minutes of the previous meetings at the end and
Yes.
take the first application.
Okay, well, that sounds good to me. First application is 615 Fifth Avenue Safeguard Storage. So let me just get allowed to talk. Okay, Leanne, if you hit the unmute button, you're on now.
Can you hear me?
Now I can, yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. How are you guys doing today?
Good, thanks.
I'm sorry, I put earphones in and it's like I hear an echo. Can you hear me better now?
Yes.
Okay. Do you see my picture?
No, hit the video. There's some squeaking noise.
Leanne, on your face.
On the bottom of the screen, it says video.
It's,
That's the mute. Click on that.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
On the bottom of the screen, it says video. Click on that, we'll see your face.
The audio?
No, it says mute and then video. Unmuted yourself. Hit video.
So Francine, right now she's still an attendee. If you hover over her name, click on the more and click promote to panelist, she'll be able to show her camera.
Okay. Okay, that's what I missed. Okay, she should be able to. Okay. I did. Should come up.
Enter your participant ID followed by. Please enter the meeting password followed by pound.
Leanne, are you there?
You have joined the meeting as an attendee and will be muted throughout the meeting.
I lost her completely. Leanne? I don't know what happened with her.
It sounded like
Francine, should we come back to her?
I think we have to.
Here I am. I figured it out.
Okay,
I'm sorry, I'm not very computer savvy.
it's okay. All
How are
right,
you guys doing tonight? I hope everyone and their family is staying happy, healthy, and safe through this rough time.
thank you. So present
Excuse me?
everything now.
Okay. So we had initially proposed. Can you hear me better now? Okay, there we go. So we had initially proposed a couple of different types of signage. One being on the overhang of the main entrance. That was denied, which is fine. But our argument, well, not argument, but what they were looking for is to get some sort of actual New Rochelle Road, you know, some advertisement for it. Sorry. The kids are coming. So originally what we were approved for was a double phase storage with the little storage van. And that's not really telling us who we are or where we are and stuff like that. So you guys had said if we had came back with something that is, you know, compliance reform and stuff like that. So what they came up with is just putting safeguard storage on the actual DF blade sign. So this way, we're actually have some advertising coming from both entrances, from New Rochelle Way and the other crossway. Everything's gonna pretty much stay the same as it was before. Just what they want to do is put safeguard storage. Just add the safeguard on there. Nothing too crazy or different. We were very appreciative that you guys were willing to give us a little bit more signage in order to be able to people know who we are.
Can I interrupt? I don't have a problem. Does anybody have a problem with this proposal?
I just have a question. And is it
Sure.
going to be on both sides of the blade or only one side?
It was originally approved for both sides. But like I said, it just said safeguard, and safeguard really isn't letting you know that it's an actual storage.
No, I
facilities.
understand all that. Is it just because I have two pieces of paper, both of them are the east elevation. So is it going to be on the east and the west side or just on the east side? That's all I'm
It
asking.
would be on the north elevation.
Yeah, it's
And
definitely
the
it's on
east
both.
elevation.
Both. It's on both.
Sides, right?
Right.
Okay.
So, I mean, if we're all good with it, then I suggest that we entertain a motion to approve it as submitted.
I make a motion that we approve as submitted.
The other Diane, will you second that?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
Thank you
Great.
so much, guys. I
You're very
greatly
welcome.
appreciate it.
You're
And I
welcome.
hope you and your family stay happy, healthy, and safe.
Thank you, you too.
You too.
Thank you. Have a good day.
So next on the agenda is the landscape plan for 1385 Post Road. That was that building that was reskinned.
I remember.
Yeah. Is the applicant?
Who's ready for that? I don't remember. And the attendees? Nobody's answering me. I don't know who's with it.
Right now, we have 3 hands raised in the attendees. Would that be them?
No, Valentino, you're not on yet.
Well, Michael Di Pascala is on the drawing name and he's an attendee, so I'm assuming it's him.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Michael, can you hear us? There he is. You have to unmute.
No, I'm not.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes. Not now.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
yes. And you can,
Yes,
if you
huh.
click on video, we'll see you.
Okay.
That's been, sorry about that. So I'm Michael DiPasquale. I'm the architect for 1385 Boston Road, and that is a 2-story professional office building. And we're here tonight before the board for review and acceptance of our proposal to install a plantings buffer between our foundation wall and the parking area. I think there's 2 drawings, L1 and L2. We're basically showing 3 different types of plantings designated as A, B, and C. The B is the blue made holly. We're showing at the corners and at the framing the entrances. We were using that because it's more of a vertical planting. We thought it would highlight and outline those points. It's a broadleaf evergreen. It's considered to be hardy, and I think it's appropriate in those locations. Between those is the A and C. Winter Gem Boxwoods, and border for Cynthia. The border for Cynthia is about a 3-foot maximum maturity. It's considered hardy and it has yellow flowers. The Winter Gem Boxwood is an evergreen shrub. It gets about the same size, about 3 feet, naturally round, and it's also considered a hardy planting. And that's about it.
Can I make a first comment? You know, forsythia is very pretty, but it's the flowering is very short-lived. And I just wonder whether or not that's going to be a suitable shrub right there. You know, it'll be colorful for a very short time, and then it'll lose its blossoms, and then we won't have anything. So I just question that. What does anybody else have to say?
I agree with that. And I have one other comment. When I look at the L2 drawing, it seems like the taller evergreens are in strange locations in relationship to the entry. I don't know, you know, how other people feel about that.
Well, it's also part of the, yeah, when you look at that plan, it's framing out the island, and it's also framing out that part of the stair. It's meant to.
It's not really, though. Look at the plan. It's close on one side and it's far apart on the other.
Let me just make a comment about that. The entry stair, as shown on plan, looks different from how it is shown in elevation. So in elevation, things look a little off kilter.
Right.
So we're wondering, like, which is the accurate representation of the entry stair?
Right. It should be that elevation, L2 should be the most accurate. I see what you mean, though. It looks like it's a little off on the plan.
It just seems to me, and maybe other people feel differently, that it should be symmetrical about the stair that you go up.
Yeah.
How do other people feel about that?
Agree.
Yes.
I also have two comments. One is the lack of pollinators. This is a perfect opportunity. The town of Mamaroneck is very avidly supporting native plants and pollinators to help the butterflies and the bees and the birds and the ecosystem in general. And these are not going to do that. These are pretty pathetic plants for that endeavor. The other thing I'm confused about is that the scale. If these are 3-foot wide plants, the scale of the plan. There's one advantage to being where you have your tools about you, right? You can work here. They're scaling at 6 feet. They're scaling at 6 and 8 feet. So if they're really half of that size, these things you're going to need double the amount in order to get any kind of a coverage. You're going to have these little tiny dots and then a big thing of mulch and then another little dot and a big thing of mulch. But I think so. I would like to see some pollinators, some natives contributed here, and also to just get a better understanding of what the scale of this is truly. Because again, and I know you say that elevation is not to scale. So I'm not sure what's happening in the elevation relative to the plan. Again, scale wise, those things scale 10 feet, some of them, the plantings that you're showing there.
In elevation?
Yeah, is that a 1 to 20, the elevation?
Well, no, I don't think that was 120.
Because there isn't a scale noted, right?
It says not to scale on the elevation. But the scale on the plan is 1 to 20.
Yeah, on the floor plan, it's marked 1 to 20.
Yes. The town put out a great handbook. You can pick it up in the town offices called a land use guide. that the villages in the town put together, and they list a lot of native plants that you could use. You could look at the Pollinator Pathway organization online that tries to get pathways for pollinators around the country, around the world, actually. But yeah, Nancy Seligson put together this guide that's fabulous on land use along the Sound Shore.
I'll take a look.
Diane, for those of us who don't know, give us an example of a pollinator that you think would be appropriate here.
Currently, there's black-eyed Susans blooming everywhere, right? They're natives and they are excellent pollinators. The Times actually on Sunday in the real estate section had a great article about asters and black-eyed Susans and that sort of thing. And I don't have a land use guide, or else I would hold it up.
But-
and check the land use
But
guide.
let me interject. So in other words, black-eyed Susans, I have some of them in my front yard, but those would then want to be in addition to some
Sure, yeah.
evergreen shrub that's got scale to it.
There's also ilexes that are native ilexes. They're hollies, and those that you can plant in lieu of the ilexes that he's putting in here. There's just different varieties. And I don't know their Latin names, but they are, again, native holly bushes for New York. There's winterberry bushes also that grow really wide and have wonderful foliage almost all year round. And this time of year, they have a really nice white flower. So there's a lot of variety. So yes, you're right, Ed. A black-eyed Susan, I just thought of it because they're blooming everywhere now, right? But yes, you can get ilexes, you can get winterberry bushes and that sort of thing that is an evergreen that would then you could fill in a little bit with some some perennials.
So could we leave all this with Michael to digest and to pursue and research and all that, and come back to us with some drawings so we can understand, and some plant materials that maybe and work better, and incorporate the pollinators in some fashion?
Yes.
And coordination between the plan and the elevation as well,
Right.
in terms of scale.
Gotcha.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think so. No.
So we'll just defer this.
Very good.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
So moving on. To the Design Center.
I'm moving them over. Just give me a minute.
And thank you for the photos of the blade sign, the storage
Yeah,
space.
that was
very helpful.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Yeah.
All of them are here. Okay, if Anne Marie, Brian, and Valentino click on video, we can see you and whatever you're just going to show. Thank you, Brian.
Hi, Francine.
Anne Marie?
Hello, Francine. How are you?
Valentino, we still don't see you.
I'm sorry?
Still don't see you, Valentino.
Turn on your video.
Hold on a second. Let me take a look at it. There you go.
Okay, there you are.
Oh, hi. Good evening, everyone. My name is Brian Cullen from Gotham Science and Graphics. Here with Anne Marie and Valentino to discuss proposed channel letters for the facade of their new location on Post Road. I had one slight amendment to make to the packet I submitted. An oversight that it's for basically just red channel letters, 18 inches tall on the facade of the property. Oversight on my part, I put in illuminated. Of course, they can't be illuminated in the town of Mamaroneck. So I do have a slightly amended version of it. If you would care for me to share that, or just look at the ones you have and just ignore the illuminated part, whatever your preference is.
That's fine.
Okay.
north.
All right, so, yeah, so, you know, it's a fairly straightforward proposal. It's the former CVS location at 2444 Boston Post Road. What they propose to do is 18-inch tall letters in Futura font.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Sorry to drag you off.
I'm sorry.
Joe's just trying to get things working on his end, Brian.
Oh, okay.
That's the day.
Just noise in the background there.
Okay. So red faces, red trim cap, red returns. You know, we posted a simulation of what the letters would look like on the facade, as well as images of some of the neighboring properties on the site. And again, the town does not permit internally illuminated channel letters, so they will not have any internal illumination. So fairly straightforward. Does anyone have any questions or feedback or anything?
Yeah, if I could get the ball rolling, you know, when I looked at, you know, this elevation with the identification on it, I thought it seemed to me that something was off balance. Because when you look at this facade, the windows below the awning seem to me to be a very strong influence on this facade. And with Westchester Design Center just simply centered in that band above the awning, it just struck me that there was something out of balance here. In addition to that, the door into the store is off to the right.
Okay.
So anyway, my thought, you know, if it were me, I would consider somehow centering the words Westchester Design Center over the windows, and they kind of reinforce each other in you know, in terms of balance and all that sort of thing. So,
I don't agree with that, because first of all, the sign, you know, they are exactly on the center of the whole building. They don't have to be, if you put it over the window, then it's going to be off center to the building. We try to create a symmetrical view with the building, not with the windows.
There's also the awning. You know, one could say it's symmetrical about the awning. I understand what you're saying, Ed. I'm
okay.
just not convinced.
It's very symmetrical with the awning also.
Fine.
I had a question.
Yes.
I guess it's the last page where all the names of the various buildings are shown. I mean, the occupants. The Westchester.
Yes, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, the Westchester Design Center, and maybe it's just the way the photo is taken or the way it's inserted. It seems very white and bright compared to all the other signs. And maybe that's what you want. I don't know.
It's simply going to be red lettering on a piece of white translucent acrylic. You know, maybe you can see there's some shadows. Just it was the time of day, perhaps the photo was taken, and then we superimposed the you know, design, you know, kind of in the footprint of where the pen is going to go. So you know,
are the other signs
bright at night when the lights are illuminated behind them, but probably first thing in the morning, not so much.
Okay, so are the other signs white background or they're different?
They are.
They are white with the exception of the staples, I guess.
Staples, yeah.
Okay. So maybe it's just the nature of inserting it graphically.
Yeah.
In most likelihood, yes.
So, anybody else? Again, do we want to approve it as presented? Do I hear a motion? Ken, how about you? Yeah, Ken's turn.
I make a motion to approve as presented.
And I will second.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So moved.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Pleasure.
Have a great evening.
You too.
See you tomorrow, Anne Marie.
All right, Francine.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Good night. Ciao, ciao.
Okay, now we do minutes?
Yeah, oh, just to get to Francine, a quick question. Was this, these guys, they own the big tile shop down in New Rochelle,
Yes.
or am I mistaken?
They did, yes. That's Valentino right there. He
Right,
owned
and
it.
so they're gonna move up
Yes.
into, oh, nice, okay.
What's going to go there exactly? It's just tile?
Tiles,
Yeah, they have
floors,
a huge,
it's
yeah,
gonna be, yeah.
What else?
they have a huge tile shop down in New Rochelle, gigantic, and so I guess they're closing that and moving the whole thing up?
They actually closed already.
Oh, they did, okay, well, that's great, that's great.
That's why they were trying to rush things and, came in with illuminated, and they don't want to wait for zoning for illumination. They just want to sign because they want to get in
Right.
and get open. They got to go back to planning September 9th for this.
Oh,
And then, so this was just pushing things ahead.
Well, just a detail here. The drawings say illuminated sign.
I know, but they did supposedly take it out. I just saw it tonight. I sent an email out.
yeah,
Supposedly in it that said illumination was removed. Plus, Ed is going to write in that illumination is not acceptable, and the new plans have to come in for the building department that they.
Okay, so
will
there
not
will be, the plans will be modified. Okay.
They're not going to approve illumination. If they tend to want to come back, 6 months after they open and come back to you and ask for illumination and go to the zoning board, that's a different story. But right now, they just want to open and want signs.
Right.
Okay?
So regarding the minutes of the meetings that Francine sent us, I read through them. I have no additions or corrections, so unless anybody else does,
No.
we can accept them as, as written.
Mhm. Yes.
Diane Neff, you say approved,
Yes.
and somebody second?
Approved.
Thank you.
Right.
And all?
Well, this was so much fun. This
I have a
was
question.
great.
Experience.
Wait, I have a media question though, please.
Yes.
Is our media guy here?
Rob, are you still here?
This is Sean from LMC.
Oh, Sean's now here. Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
When I don't see the button to share screens or whatnot, do you not provide screen sharing on a streaming service?
You should be able to. I think
Okay.
as a panelist at the bottom of your screen, if you move your mouse around, it might not be there right now.
No, I don't have it, which is why I was asking.
Oh, I have,
do
it's in green. at the
I
bottom.
have, I have one.
Okay, there it is. And then do we have, nope, I don't want to share, sorry. Do we also have annotation? Can we annotate?
I'm not sure if we have that.
Okay. And then can the attendees share their screen or no?
When promoted to panelists while presenting, they would be able to share their screens.
I'm just asking for future meetings because it's easy then if they can share their screen. We had, Brian seemed very capable and he could have shared his screen and then we all could have seen and annotated and marked what he was talking about.
Brian had it to share.
He
did
could have shared. That would have been great, yeah.
Yeah.
The other one's not, but Brian had it.
Okay. But you don't know about the annotation part of this?
Personally, I would not know.
Okay,
I don't think they did it even with planning and zoning.
okay.
No.
We've been doing that. We've been annotating on Zoom meetings, so.
I don't see that.
Okay, anybody? Well, this was a nice way of seeing everyone, but I
Yeah.
think Sean wants to go home too.
Right.
Thank you, Sean, for being there through the whole thing.
Thank you.
Great to see everybody.
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
everybody but Joe.
Well,
We can't see Joe, but
Can't
I'm
see
glad
Joe.
he's here.
Yeah.
Take care, everybody.
Yeah,
Well,
you too.
Bye, Joe.
Bye.
is the meeting officially adjourned? Yes?
Meeting officially adjourned, yes.
Yes.
Good to see
Okay.
you.
You're welcome. I heard